Aho, bonjour. Good morning. This morning I wanted to talk something that's been on my mind a little bit. It has to do with language. In some ways, Potawatomi Potawatomi language is not as developed as, like, for instance, the Ojibwe language, just because there's more people using it, Ojibwe, than there are Potawatomi language. So, if you ever been to one of these language conferences that they have, whenever, every year they have a big language conference, at the gatherings, the Potawatomi gathering where all 9 bands get together. They have these language conferences, and it's one of the things, if you've ever been to one of these language conferences, one of the things that they do is, you got a bunch of older folks, first language speakers and language students who show up, and they kind of spitball ideas for words, piecing together new words out of fragments of old words, things like that, because, there's a lot of words that, really there isn't one, in our language, for modern things like TV or car, these kind of more modern concepts that need to have words assigned to them. And so people sort of get together at these conferences and they build new words. Well, Justin Neely, language teacher for, Citizen Potawatomi Nation, years ago, he suggested, I heard him suggest that, in order to teach kids, your kids around the house and stuff, put labels on things in the language. Nonak neabo for, I want milk, right? Things like that, and I had one, actually, I had that on my refrigerator for a long time, to teach my kids to, to ask for milk in the language. So, I want to do the same thing with the farm, and actually I have, in some cases. Here, I'll walk over here and show you. For instance, I'm gonna go in here, and you can see here, I got this sign, that I put up, for the strawberry popcorn, right? Demen Medalman strawberry corn. I want to make these signs, for a lot of stuff around the farm here. And one of the things that I need that I'd like to put a sign up for is put a sign on the nursery, right? But what is the word for nursery in Potawatomi? I've asked around, because I don't know, and I've asked around a lot. Nobody can really come up with a good one. I've heard a lot of different ideas, but there really isn't a word for nursery, at least not one that I know of that's, clearly that's the word for nursery. So I find myself in a conundrum over that. I want to put a sign up on the nursery in the language. Another one, grape arbor. See, over here I got my grape arbor. Don't really have a word for grape arbor. So let me know what you think. Greenhouse is easy, right? You just put the words for green and house together, right? But I don't have one for nursery. I don't have one for grape arbor. So if you all come up with an idea for those, of words for those, spitball them at me. you know, comment in the video, comments below, or you know, if you're seeing this on Facebook, you know, put it in the comment section underneath this video on Facebook. Either way, it'd be great. But I'd appreciate it if y'all would help me out with this one. Grape, arbor, and nursery. Don't really have words for them, and you know, I'm not really that fluent. You know, I took language classes with Don and Dolores Perot. Excuse me, with Don and Dolores Perot in their Anishinaabe Institute for Cultural Studies. I took language classes there for a few years, but I never really became really fluent. You know, I try and use the language whenever I can, but I live way out here in California, and I don't get the opportunity to use the language that I end up writing it or typing it, you know, on social media more than I do speaking it, which isn't so great. So I'm not real fluent, and you know, but I'm trying. So help me out, folks. I appreciate it. Miigwech. I hate to keep harping on it, man, but you know, we could use the donations. Please become a patron at patreon.com/Richard Abbey, and you can make one-time donations either in cryptocurrencies. Private message me for that, or through PayPal, richardabby6@gmail.com. But anyway, that, and help me out with the language bit. I appreciate it. What's the word for nursery? What do you think? All right. Bamapi.